It'll be the icing on the cake. The first time I heard about Hatch, I had a professor named Sarah Smith who taught me letterpress. She came down here for a couple days when Brad Vetter was still here, and everybody gets along with Brad Vetter. She came back and showed us the posters she made, a bunch of posters that the shop talked about, and she said, you need to intern there. She didn't give me the option of you should, she said you need to. And that was really the first experience, and then branching off of that, I went through the ring of getting my application ready to intern and then submitted it and waited for weeks until I got an email that said, hey, we want to do a phone interview, which in my head meant I made it past the first round of cuts. Whether or not that's true, I don't know. Did the phone interview, and then in the summer of 2013, I was part of the last group that interned in the Broadway shop. So I had already done Letterpress 1, and my degree is a BFA with a concentration of book arts. So when I graduated, at that point I was just a junior, but when I graduated, I had done all the traditional letterpress and typography classes and learned traditional bookbinding. So in addition to the internship, my quote formal training is in letterpress itself. Not in the way that the trade schools did it, that all the folks here at the Ways Goose probably learned or know somebody who learned that way, but still going through the same. You got to learn how to use a composing stick and got to learn how to ink the press and fix the press. I've been here a little under 5 years. I don't really carve for my personal work anymore in terms of if I still make art. I still, in my off hours, still make art. So in the last probably 2 years, I've started really making things out of type, is how I phrase it. But I'm in the middle of building a series of instruments that in the next 3 to 5 years, I'm hoping to publish like a coffee table book of 75 to 100 instruments, but it's all using type or existing letterpress blocks and ornaments and dingbats and whatever you want to call them, but not making anything new. And I think it's sort of been a give and take of I've learned more I always tell the interns this too, I learned more in my first year at Hatch than I think I did in 4 years of college. And that's not because I didn't learn things in college, but when you do something for 40 hours a week with 7 other people who know things you don't know and you're constantly sharing, you learn a lot of new things. I mean, I think we're some of the 8 most down-to-earth people that I really know, and 14 really, including the tour staff and the managers. And we all want to share what we know. At the same time, we're trying to learn from the old guys, the old guard they're aging, and we're trying to get as much out of them as we can before it's too late. I mean, case in point, Dan Brown is 87. He still works here and he's still teaching me things every day that he comes in. And he's been doing this longer than I've been alive. So there's not a reason why I wouldn't want to learn from him. And that's something that I think the shop really tries to push, is not only our designs, but we're really trying to push this form of printing or art or design as an educational aspect. And what do we do that keeps us relevant? And I think that's something this shop might be the reason why our 140s, we've always been relevant.